YouTube landers, welcome back. We're gonna do stoichiometry, which is the study of relationships between two different substances or more. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down to the stupid definition of it. And we're gonna talk about the stoichiometry of reacting masses. They take a mass of something, and then you react with something, you get more, and you're supposed to figure out the mass of other things. Okay, here's the question. An example, 20 grams of sodium hydroxide will react with excess amounts of hydrochloric acid to produce sodium chloride and water. Easy. A, write and balance the equation. The reason why I did the questioning like this is to get you and guide you to understand the relationship. All right. So when you're given some sort of word problems, the first thing that you got to figure out is their balance equation. Okay. So I have NaOH reacting with HCl, giving me NaCl and H2O, and I need to balance this. Yeah, turns out this is balanced. Cool. All right. So the next step is you're given information on sodium hydroxide. Okay. For that information, that will be your starting point to calculate the mass of this, or the moles of this, the mass of this, or the moles of that, or mass of that, or moles of that. All right. And the balance equation will allow you to see the stoichiometric relationship, the moles relationship between each of these different substances in the reactants as well as the products. Okay, simply put, when we have the balance equation, it says to me that 1 mole of sodium hydroxide will react with 1 mole of hydrochloric acid to give you 1 mole of sodium chloride and 1 mole of water. That's what it says. Okay, let's look at B. How many moles of sodium hydroxide do I have? Well, again, looking back at our triangular relationship where we have mass, moles, and molar mass, okay? So, the moles will be equal to mass divided by the molar mass. So we have 20 grams divided by 58.5 grams per mole, okay? And taking my calculator, 20 divided by 58.5. Bam! All right? So it's about approximately 0.342 moles of sodium hydroxide. All right? So that is the amount of moles I have in this chemical reaction. Great. What do we do with it? Well, let's see what the question asks for. How many moles of sodium chloride did I make? Well, how do I know how many moles? To do that, you need to first understand the molar relationship between sodium hydroxide and sodium chloride. So you need to know the mole ratio between sodium hydroxide and sodium chloride. Where do you get that mole relationship from? From the balance equation. So here essentially I have 1 mole of sodium hydroxide reacting with 1 mole of sodium chloride. So it has a 1-to-1 relationship. So if I have 1 sodium hydroxide to every 1 sodium chloride, every 0.342 moles of sodium hydroxide will also give me 0.342 moles of sodium chloride. So I have 0.342 moles of sodium chloride. Okay? Great. But how many grams of sodium chloride will that be? Will it be 20 grams? No! It may not. It may not. How do you confirm that? Well, you have to find the mass of sodium chloride from the moles that's given. Okay? So going back to our little triangle little thing, the mass, go down here, the mass will equal to mole multiplied by the molar mass. All right, so I have 0.342 moles sodium chloride multiplied by the molar mass. Oh shoot. I'm sorry guys, this is wrong. It's not 58.5. It should be something else. 40, if I'm not mistaken, plus 17. Yeah, it should be 40. Oh, stupid. Here we go. 40 grams per mole, and it should be, hey, what a nice relationship, 0.5. So let's change everything here, 0.5. 0.5, and I should have 0.5 moles of sodium chloride made, 0.5, okay, moles, and that should be multiplied by the molar mass of sodium chloride, which is 58.5. Oh, dude, what a bummer, my YouTube bummer. So, multiplied by 0.5, that gives me 29.25 grams. So, in this reaction, when I have 20 grams of sodium hydroxide and I react with lots of hypochloric acid, I would get 29.25 grams of sodium chloride, assuming that all of this is reactive. Okay? So there you go. I made a couple of mathematical mistakes on this thing, but it should not have changed everything. So if you need to pause this video to look at the workings again, here it is. The 40 grams per mole of sodium hydroxide. You should take the 20 divided by that to get 0.5. Okay? The molar relationship between sodium hydroxide and sodium chloride has not changed. It's 1 to 1, and this is taken from the balance equation. So the 1 to 1 relationship should give you a 0.5 to 0.5 mole relationship as well, and that should give you 0.5 moles of sodium chloride. And finding the mass of sodium chloride will mean that you take the moles of sodium chloride multiplied by the molar mass, and the molar mass is 58.5, multiply that by 0.5, and you should get 29.25. That's it.